The movie opens with two modern-looking black men dressed in fancy designer underwear being sold at an auction. They are chained by their necks, seemingly at a slave market. The narrative then shifts to a flashback, revealing how these events came to be. The story revolves around two estranged half-brothers, Regis and Joel Grossaussier, originally from the West Indies. The brothers lead drastically different lives. Joel, a monoracial black man, has just been released from prison after serving time for stealing an old woman's purse. He lives with his mother and 9-year-old daughter but struggles with unemployment, blaming systemic racism for his woes. However, Joel has never made a serious effort to find a job. In contrast, Regis is biracial, married to a white woman, and lives an affluent lifestyle in an upper-class neighborhood. He works as an assistant to the mayor at the local town hall and appears well integrated into society. One day, Regis receives a call from his uncle informing him that their father is dying and wishes to meet all his children. Regis dismisses the request, harboring resentment toward his absentee father. During dinner with his family, his eccentric wife pressures him to visit his father, threatening to seek other romantic relationships if he refuses. Begrudgingly, Regis agrees. The next day, Regis takes a flight to his hometown and unexpectedly encounters Joel at the airport. The brothers, estranged for over a decade, set aside their differences and hire a taxi together. On the journey, Regis boasts about his successful life, while Joel fabricates stories to mask his failures. At their father's home, they meet their aunt and several half-sisters, discovering their father's extensive relationships across the world, which explains their differing skin tones. Their father's face lights up upon seeing his two sons. Before passing away, he bequeaths them a great treasure. However, the inheritance turns out to be a document of emancipation granted to their ancestors, symbolizing freedom long before slavery was abolished in the West Indies. Disinterested in the historical significance, the brothers mock the inheritance and tear up the document, earning the ire of their father's sister. Furious, she casts a voodoo spell, transporting them back to the 17th century, a time when slavery was prevalent. Regis and Joel awaken in an open field, stripped to their designer underwear. As they try to grasp their situation, they are captured by slave hunters and sold at an auction to Monsieur Jordan, a wealthy landowner. Joel is sent to work on the farms under Henri, a brutal and racist foreman, while Regis is assigned to the kitchen staff. The brothers soon realize they have traveled back to 1780. The next day, they witness a priest preaching a fabricated Bible to justify slavery. Regis and Joel, being the only slaves who can read, challenge the contents. Regis impresses the priest by quoting the Bible, but the encounter only deepens their plight. As Joel struggles under Henry's cruelty, he attempts to escape but is caught and severely punished. Regis, meanwhile, earns Jordan's favor for his literacy and is given a position of authority over the other slaves. This newfound power creates a rift between the brothers, with Joel accusing Regis of betraying his own people. Despite his loyalty to Jordan, Regis is humiliated by the household when they mock his literacy and demand he plays the piano. After playing beautifully, he is whipped severely, prompting him to plot an escape with Joel. The brothers flee the plantation and find refuge with Isaac, a kind Jewish man who harbors them despite the risks. However, they are eventually forced to leave when Jordan's men come searching for them. Reaching the shoreline, they steal a boat but are captured by a passing slave ship and return to the slave market. Before being sold again, the brothers are rescued by an African tribe called the Maroons, comprised of escaped slaves. The tribe welcomes them, and the story culminates with the brothers finding solidarity and hope among the Maroons. Regis, married to a white woman, refuses to chant with the Maroons when they discuss killing the whites. This enrages the tribe, and they quickly turn on the brothers. Fortunately, Regis and Joel manage to escape and reach safety. The next day, they find themselves in an unfamiliar place where they encounter their aunt, the same woman who cast the spell that sent them back in time. Realizing her role in their predicament, the brothers plead with her to reverse the spell and promise to do whatever it takes. Initially, she refuses but eventually gives them a cryptic hint to return to the plantation and reunite their ancestors, Isidore and Rosalie. She also mentions the need to rectify the error, without elaborating further. Before leaving, she leaves behind a magical pipe, instructing them to smoke it after completing their mission. As they brainstorm their next steps, Joel recalls seeing Isidore engaged in a questionable act with another man. He shows Regis a video of the incident recorded on his phone. The brothers jump to the conclusion that Isidore's sexuality is the error they must fix. The brothers return to the plantation and attempt to negotiate their punishment with Monsieur Jordan, but their efforts fail. They are branded with the plantation's sigil and sent back to their huts. Meanwhile, inside the mansion, the Whites are celebrating Monsieur Jordan's daughter's wedding. Seeing this as a distraction, Regis and Joel organize a secret party for the slaves. They steal a barrel of rum to loosen everyone up, hoping to spark romance between Isidore and Rosalie. However, their plan derails when Joel, infatuated with Rosalie, makes a move on her. Regis intervenes, and the brothers improvise, eventually helping Isidore and Rosalie consummate their relationship. Believing their mission is complete, the brothers decide to take revenge on the Whites. Armed and emboldened, they storm the mansion, humiliate the guests, and destroy furniture. Joel even kisses Monsieur Jordan's daughter, while Regis slaps a white man. Their rebellion is short-lived, as Henri arrives with a gun, captures them, and locks them in a cage. The next day, the brothers are sentenced to execution. As they await their fate, they reflect on their lives. Regis opens up about his failing marriage, while Joel confesses to being broke and jobless. Just before the execution, Monsieur Jordan's son, Victor, runs off into the forest, unable to watch the hanging. Rosalie follows him and finds him in a river, struggling to stay afloat. The commotion diverts everyone's attention. Seizing the opportunity, Isidore rescues Regis and Joel, knocks out Henri, and urges them to escape. As the brothers flee, they encounter Victor being swept away by the current. Without hesitation, they jump into the river. Despite Joel's inability to swim, Regis manages to save both his brother and Victor. Grateful for their heroism, Monsieur Jordan grants the brothers their freedom, presenting them with the same emancipation document given by their late father. However, the brothers request that Isidore and Rosalie be freed instead, and Jordan agrees. Although their mission seems complete, the brothers realize they no longer have the magical pipe. Days pass, and they begin to accept that they may never return to their time. One day, as Isidore and Rosalie leave the plantation with their freedom papers, Henri approaches Regis and Joel, ordering them back to work. Henri smokes his pipe and, in an act of humiliation, blows smoke in their faces. Suddenly, the brothers vanish, revealing that Henri had stolen the magical pipe all along. The brothers reappear in the present day, where their aunt awaits them. She holds the original emancipation document, confirming their return. Months later, Joel finds work at a construction site but continues to complain about his low wages, attributing it to racism. Regis returns to his job at the town hall but no longer tolerates discrimination. When the mayor makes a racist joke, Regis stands up to him before storming out. In the closing scene, Regis, his wife, Joel, and their mother sit together in Regis's living room. They reflect on how their adventure brought them closer as a family. However, their daughters argue and accidentally tear the emancipation document, causing the brothers to panic and chase after them. The movie ends with a light-hearted note as the family's journey of growth and unity comes full circle.